Hello, this is Giant Tank 1400, and this is All Grown Up Season 4, Episode 4 review. The name of the episode is Ladies Man. Now, this episode was a Harold-based episode, and we don't get to see a lot of Harold, like, overall. He's almost like the ninth Rugrat, if you will. He's like almost like the ninth main character, according to the kids and everything. He gets introduced when Angelica's in preschool, and he becomes like her best friend, and he does everything for her, and she's just mean to him like Angelica is. This episode kind of shows that friendship or relationship Angelica has with Harold. Now, we got to see it like in the past here and there, Harold doing everything for Angelica and him not being able to say no to Angelica and all this stuff. This episode, he wants to ask Angelica out. Now, she says no. She's interested in this Darrow character that we've seen in the past. She's been interested in him in the past as well. Now, Susie actually gives Harold some advice about how to win Angelica's affection, and one of the advice is act like he's not into Angelica, which he does by pretending he's into Susie until Susie kind of loses it from all the kindness that Harold's presenting her with. And Angelica ends up getting jealous, and she's like a wreck. Her hair's all messed up. She cannot function without Harold by her side, which is kind of funny and kind of sad in a way. And the fact that she needs someone to tell her that she's pretty, and it was really funny when the first time Angelica was confronting Susie, because she's like, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she's like, she's vain, she's selfish, she's lazy, and she's more lazy. She's more of that stuff than Susie is. Susie agrees. So Angelica was kind of dissing herself, and it was really presenting Angelica's kind of negative characteristics, kind of her bad characteristics. Now, we don't get to see her grow in any of these characteristics, except for maybe selfishness throughout the series. However, like laziness and being vain, we don't get to see, but a little bit in Miss Knows It All, the vain part. But we do get to see her grow in selfishness. But it was good to see Angelica kind of diss herself in order to try to get Harold back. So I thought the scene was kind of funny. So of course, in the end, Harold goes back to Angelica, and Angelica actually appreciates him for once. She doesn't really know what she has until it's gone. That's kind of like the moral of this. In a lot of ways, that's true. We really don't know what we have until it's gone, until we get humbled down and realize how much we actually had, and how much we appreciate that person or whatever it may be. And that's true in relationships and everything. I have heard it said. Now, I of course have no experience in this, but I have heard it said from widows and stuff that they respect their husbands a lot more after they're gone, because they realize how much their husband actually did for them. And this can be true in the other way too. I don't know what they call men who lose their wives. They don't call them widows. They call them something else. But a man who loses his wife, he could realize how much she actually meant to him, more so than when they were actually together. And that just puts a lot of things in perspective. And from a Christian point of view, we have to see, especially dealing with relationships like that, or even friendships and anything family relationships and all that stuff. We have to see what a person does. We can't just focus on their negative qualities. We can't just to take advantage of them and all stuff, because really they're in our lives, and they not all the times, but sometimes they do a lot more than what we actually see, and we should really open our eyes to that. And from a Christian perspective, that we really should open our eyes and not take advantage of people. Really see what they do. I mean, no one's perfect. Everyone's going to fall short of perfection, of what we want them to be, but they do a lot of things that we do not really notice or see or appreciate. And so my point is we should be more appreciative and more thankful. Anyway, on to like the side plot. Side plot kind of deals with that as well a little bit, as Principal Pangborn and Miss O'Keats break up. Miss O'Keats breaks up with Mr. Pangborn because he can't express his feelings towards her. Now Dill ends up getting involved because he overhears it, and Principal Pangborn's the only person he can talk to about it is Dill, because he's the only person who knows. And he gets like shoved away from helping Tommy in his game with the float. Which, by the way, why can't Tommy do the things that fix the machine like Dill can? I mean, in the science fair, he was able to. We know he's mechanically inclined because in science fair he was able to build that one a sock sorting machine with a little help from his dad. Then his dad kind of took over. But so why can't Dill? I mean, Tommy do what kind of Dill is absent for? That just doesn't make any sense. But it's there to kind of move along the plot that they gotta fix it, even though they fixed it at the time of the float. So the float was already finished. The plot doesn't kind of make that kind of plot doesn't make sense, but you just gotta kind of okay, whatever. They're just trying to move along the plot. They're just trying to get Dill and Tommy and his friends to help get Mr. Pangborn and Miss O'Keats back together, which they end up doing in the end, mostly because of Dill. Now, if you notice in some of the scenes that with the float and everything, it seems like Chucky and Lil are next to each other a lot. That's a little bit of a hint towards maybe them in the future getting into a relationship, but it seems that they don't want like the 8 main characters to get together at all, with each other at least, and so they give hints here and there. You can kind of see it a little bit with Tommy and Kimmy, and with Chucky and Lil a little bit. I think those are the only really hints between the 8 main characters that you get in the show. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just want to like point that out just because it's something nice to talk about. Now, dealing with like Dill's character, he didn't really have much development. He was like there to move along the plot. Harold got a lot of development here. He kind of learned a very important lesson about getting girls. Now, Angelica, she really appreciated Harold, so we got, like I said, huge character development there. Mr. Pangborn and Miss O'Keats, it's always good to see them together. It's actually a confirmed couple and All Grown Up of like 2 semi-main characters. So, yeah, that's good. Anyway, so I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10. I think it was a great episode. It just didn't deliver really on like Dill's character development. Since he was such a big part of it, you would think he would get more like development, and we haven't seen a ton of him. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.